In today's news, July is only 2 days away now, and Trump's crypto czar David Sachs believes that it is going to be a very big month. Better still, experts and sources have confirmed that Blackrock of all people are going in on XRP, and in my belief, potentially as soon as next month, because Ripple has officially put an end to the 4-year-long lawsuit, dropping their appeal, and the official withdrawal process from the SEC will take a little bit longer. Experts believe that it will take about a month or so due to how Ripple and the SEC have been working together since Paul Atkins has taken over, which is huge news. If you look at the market chart right now for crypto, we can see XRP is currently valued at $2.19, up roughly 0.36% on the daily time frame. And XRP has been forming this very long consolidation phase since Gary Gensler resigned down here and Trump was inaugurated up here. It's been chopping solids for a very long time, which is not that weird for XRP at all. But considering the M2 money supply is preparing or suggesting that Bitcoin is about to break out very shortly, and equally because Ripple has dropped their appeal against the SEC, as Brad Garner has confirmed that just yesterday, there's a very high chance that the floodgates, they are about to open. And if you don't want to miss out on the incoming opportunity, come us more here in the VIP, wop.com/coinfactory. From Alpha institutional research documents, learn what smart money is saying to their clients ahead of time, allowing us to get ahead of the retail market, educational courses, trade alerts, and so much more. Check it all out. 7-day free trial. Link down below in the description, and I hope to see you there. Now, to start off with this post here, Nate Godassi, ETF expert, by the way, he has reposted Brad Garninghouse's post on Ripple now officially dropping their appeal, and what Nate Godassi says here is very eye-opening. Closed chapter on this clears way for Spot XRP ETF and also clears the way for Blackrock to jump in. Huge news. Now you must understand that while XRP has technically finished the lawsuit, it's been given legal regulatory clarity by Judge Torres, the only asset in history, by the way. Because the lawsuit is not officially over just yet, there's still a barrier of sorts that prevents many financial institutions from going all in on XRP, at least until it is officially resolved, which hopefully will be next month. Now, and of course, not all institutions, because there are currently 11 asset managers who have filed for a Spot XRP ETF with the SEC. But either way, it's a very big deal, knowing that Blackrock seems to be very close. And to understand more so why we believe, and equally why Nate Godassi believes that Black was very close, listen to this interview here with Blackrock's head of digital assets, Rob Mitchnick, where he explains the process for increasing their exposure to crypto for their clients.
The ETF side of things. So there's the people are talking about Solana ETFs. You know, people are also talking about building baskets of companies within the crypto space to get exposure as well. Now, what are the kind of new products you expect to pop up in the ETF space that are linked to crypto?
Yeah, well, I think our focus and our strategy is going to be driven first and foremost and overwhelmingly by where we see the client demand for solutions. So, you know, we're constantly having dozens of conversations a week with clients of all types. And I think still today, the vast majority of interest certainly is Bitcoin, a little bit in Ethereum. And then in some cases, you do hear other assets pop up, but certainly less than the other two. I think there's some things that we've done elsewhere as a firm, particularly in the tokenization space, where we worked with a number of these other blockchain protocols, you know, based on some of the value proposition elements that these protocols offer. So that's exciting to us from a technology perspective.
Now, don't you think it's a little funny how Rob Mitchnick identifies that Blackrock will do what's in the best interest of and the highest demand for their clients? He name drops obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, but he doesn't really name drop any other asset, especially not XRP. Now, that may be because he knows that as a representative of Blackrock, and therefore under some form of non-disclosure agreements, if he name drops Solana or Cardano or in particular XRP, this could drive a hell of a lot of FOMO to the project before they've had a chance to actually offer it to their clients, making it more expensive for them. It would also technically count as insider trading, despite potentially being unintentional, which would be wrong as well. But as the digital asset investor highlights here, which he makes a very fair point, and I agree as well, Because also, this reminds me here, this interview with Rob Mitchnick, of what the CEO Larry Fink stated on CNBC on mainstream media as well, way back, a few years back, when he told mainstream media that BlackRock and their clients have zero interest in Bitcoin or crypto, only for BlackRock to issue a Bitcoin ETF a few months later. Nate Gadassi is reading between the lines here. The floodgates are opening, and BlackRock will launch XRP ETFs in this cycle, no doubt, potentially very soon, potentially when the lawsuit is dropped, which could be next month. The reason why, because BlackRock clients definitely want XRP, and they just won't say anything about it until they can offer it. BlackRock won't say XRP until they can offer it to their clients. But why do I believe that BlackRock want to give XRP to their clients? What do the clients want XRP? Well, very simply put, XRP is a top 3, top 4 cryptocurrency. The only asset in history with legal regulatory clarity. The current frontrunner for building this internet of value, the new financial system built on blockchain. It has had insane returns since its launch over a decade ago, and will likely rally much higher once ETFs are launched and approved and the lawsuit is officially dropped. We've seen how much it rallied when Gary Gensler resigned, over a 5x. You can easily do that a lot more so when the lawsuit is officially dropped. Then we've got this post here, the XRP ledger is the blockchain behind Ripple and XRP, which is currently the largest USA-based blockchain protocol in the world. As America, as we should know, wants to retain its global presence and dominance in finance, they're going to want to do everything they can to make the XRP ledger and XRP become the #1 world leading protocol and asset. So it's a no-brainer that the clients for BlackRock are going to want to get access to XRP. No doubt about it. And that's what these two experts basically said here, effectively confirming that BlackRock are going all in XRP, Nate Gadassi and also Rob Mitchnick. And Rob Mitchnick is definitely bullish on XRP. I reckon he's been whispering sweet melodies in Larry Fink's ear about launching XRP spot ETFs. The man did work for Ripple after all, and he knows the resilience is worth backing. Listen close to the interview here where he explains his history, who he is, and once more that he works for Ripple and learnt a lot from there as well.
From Toronto, as you alluded to, did undergrad up there at Queen's. And when I started my career, which was also in Toronto, I was at CPP Investment Board doing initially public markets and then private credit. And it was only when I went to business school, I did business school down in the U.S., that I ended up working for a company called Ripple, which this is the summer of 2017. And that turned out to be a pretty fortuitous time to be entering this space. It was what we now call the third crypto cycle, the third bull market, or crypto's now had 5 boom and bust cycles. And that sort of launched my pivot into this digital assets arena, because obviously the technology opportunity was too exciting to pass up as a go-forward opportunity path. And BlackRock at that time was just beginning to explore the space. And so I came in and was the first full-time employee in the whole blockchain digital assets domain. And early days was a lot more focused on kind of operational potential applications of blockchain. And then as the years have gone by, we get into sort of what propelled that transformation. We've started to become a significant player, obviously, within crypto itself.
So I think it's fair to say, in accordance to David Sachs and all according to the sources as well, that July is going to be an extremely big month. So strap up, lock in, do your own research. Of course, come on much more here in the VIP. And as always, don't look short term, think long term. And I'll see you in the next one.